Coming up next, Bayern Munich against Juventus in the Konami Legends Trophy.
Hello there everybody, welcome to Germany, welcome to Munich, where Bayern Munich take on Juventus here at the Olympic Stadium. Marvellous venue, of course, used for the 74 World Cup. And myself and Chris, McLaren 94, are again your commentators for this game. A real glamour tie this in the opening round of fixtures in the group phase. And here they are, two teams who have so many great legends in the world of football between them. And there's so many, and good support for Juventus there as they travel across the border from Italy. Anyway, first job before we bring Chris and get the game started is to give you the two lineups. Oliver Kahn gets the nod over Sepp Maier in goal. Beckenbauer and Schwarzenbeck are the two centre backs. Matthäus, Effenberg, Ernest, Scholl are there, and also Gerd Muller up front. And a lot of the 82 Italy World Cup winning squad are there, like Dino Zoff, Gentile, Antonio Cabrini, Marco Tardelli, and Paolo Mossi. Platini's there too, and Nedved is there also there from the Czech Republic. So we're all set to go then in this real humdinger, we hope, of a game, the most attractive game surely of the group, the opening round of group games. And it's Bayern Munich in the red to get us away, red and blue I should say, to get us away, attacking the goal to our right. And already an offside flag given against Bayern Munich, and a free kick to Juventus, just offside there. And Chris, what a game this promises to be here at the Olympic Stadium in Munich tonight.
Well, how do you call this one? It's fantastic. I mean, I don't know what's going on with the text in the top left-hand corner. It's supposed to say Juventus, but maybe it's a bit of a glitch. But nonetheless, Bayern Munich and Juventus, two of the best teams of history. That's a shocking throw by Kahn.
It is a shocking throw by Oli Kahn. It could lead to the first goal, but Del Piero hits it wide, and it's a goal kick to Bayern Munich. And I think Oliver Kahn here, Chris, will be the must-relieve man in the Olympic Stadium right now.
Yes, he will do after that. He's not so very happy man when people make mistakes in front of him, so he'll be very angry with himself for making that mistake. But I really don't know which way we're going to call this one, because you've got two of the best teams across history going up against each other.
Well, Gerd Muller's on the chase, but well mocked up, and Dino Zoff can get it away. I think, Chris, we could just say let's just see how it goes as a contest. So let's just hope really for a good game. Well, with two neutrals here in the Olympic Stadium, we would expect entertainment from these two teams, regardless who wins or loses tonight. Here's Mehmet Scholl. Matthäus! Oh, what a screamer from Matthäus! What a goal! And we've got a lift up here in the Olympic Stadium, and it's gone, and it's total utter bedlam here. We've just seen the goal of the tournament by Lothar Matthäus of Bayern Munich. They lead Juventus here by a goal to nil.
What a strike! You could not have picked out a better one. I mean, we're sitting here talking how do you separate these two teams? This is how you separate them, with a moment of absolute brilliance. I mean, look at this. Brilliant play, first time. Pick that one out. I mean, no goalkeeper in the world is going to stop that. Not even Dino Zoff. Look at that. That thing is travelling at such a speed. I'm surprised the net is still there.
It's one of the goals of the tournament, there's no doubt about it, and as Chris says, no goalkeeper in the world would have stopped that, and the great Dino Zoff would have to concede, and he was beaten by absolute pace. And the pace of the shot beat him, and well, Bayern Munich are in front, and it really sets up this game as from a neutral point of view as a real contest. And it might bring out the best in Juventus, who of course have so many World Cup winners themselves, and they will not lie down and die that easily. So I think you can see Juventus coming out and trying to attack Bayern Munich whenever they can. But it's 1-0 to Bayern Munich. A moment of real genius from the great Lothar Matthäus. Here's Scholl trying to play it in towards Gerd Muller, but he can't get that on out. Effenberg, Mateus again, will he line one up? Well, he's trying to play the ball through, but there's an offside flag, or is it a free kick? I think it's a free kick to Bayern Munich, and it's a foul here. I'm just wondering who's getting the yellow card. Gentili's protested his innocence. It's actually Marco Tardelli, of course.
Early yellow card.
And he's the recipient of the first. No, and it was a bad challenge. Here's Shaw with the free kick. And easy this time for the Evergreen Dinos off. Gentili, who had a real reputation for very hard tackling in his days when in the early 80s, when hard tackling was all part of the game in those days. Billy Holness playing that in there towards Gerd Muller. Ernest again. Good tackle there by Gentili. That was not hard. That was just not a hard crunching tackle. That was a very, very stylish sort of tackle. The sort of thing we never saw Gentili in real life do. Ernest. Oh, that's a bad challenge again. Ernest is in a heap on the floor. Yellow card. And Ernest is in some kind of trouble here.
Well, this is not the start. It's not something you'd expect of Pirlo either.
It's Pirlo with the tackle. And it is a surprise to see Pirlo do a thing like that, really, isn't it? But it's a free kick to Bayern Munich. And this is off the field receiving treatment, so Bayern Munich temporarily down to 10 men, but they are on the attack. And they're almost two goals clear because the shot just went narrowly wide. Zoff was struggling there. I'm not sure he would have had that covered. It was a terrific strike again. And the way Bayern Munich have been hitting shots tonight, it wouldn't amaze me in the slightest if it had gone in from Sagnol.
Well, they've come out of the traps the quickest, Bayern Munich. Juventus are a bit on the ropes here and are flailing a bit with their challenges as well, which 2 yellow cards picked up in the first 10 minutes is not a good start for Juve.
No, and we have a lot of concern down there on the bench. That is for sure, because Bayern Munich are running the show here with Gerd Muller. Mehmet Show, good block, Show again, off the post. They should have scored again there. Zoff was completely beaten for up the money, and yet Juventus still stay at 1 goal down. Show, Muller, off the post again, Muller, deflected in, 2-0. And Juventus now do have their second, and it's the Predator Supreme in from the 70s, Gerd Muller, who makes it 2-0. And Juventus here, Chris, I have to say, for an Italian side who are very strong in defence normally, they are all over the place.
They just haven't been able to keep up with Bayern Munich from the off. Bayern Munich have been absolutely relentless from the beginning. You know, they've already hit the woodwork a couple of times already. They're a bit unlucky with that shot not deflecting elsewhere. It's just gone in the back of the net instead, but you can't say it's undeserved for Bayern Munich. They've been absolutely dominant from the word go. So 12 minutes in, and Juventus have got a very big hill to climb.
Well, they're not the only big team, Juventus, that are in real trouble here at the moment. Of course, Real Madrid are as well. Nedved, he's hit the post as well. That's 3 shots tonight. That's rebounded off the upright. 2 for Bayern Munich, and now 1 for Juventus. And Nedved so unlucky.
Unbelievable. What
your thoughts on the Nedved?
Maybe we should. I think we should measure the goals at half time. It might be an inch or so too far in.
Well, we'll have to wait and see. We could have had at least 4 or 5 goals already in this game. Here's Breitner, who won the World Cup, and Hernes, after a long bout of treatment, he's back on the field, and Munich bound to 10 minutes. Matthias tries another long range shot. And a long ball forward. Muller. Breitner now. Show. Muller. We've got the second one. Platini. Long ball forward, and the flag has stayed down. It's Paolo Rossi. Now then, what's he giving here now? I think Bayern Munich are absolutely moaning about this one. I think it was a foul there on Rossi. Free kick to Juventus in a very dangerous position. This is the opportunity. Just barged into the back of Rossi, Beckenbauer. The Bayern Munich fans obviously not liking this one. So a free kick. Platini behind this one. Platini! And scathed right on the line by Oliver Kahn. Still not away yet. And Juventus, having hit the post earlier from Nedved, almost came within a whisker of getting one back. But they're still on the attack. They're not finished yet. Cabrini with a throw. Platini to Tardelli. Hooked away rather acrobatically, I thought, there from Beckenbauer. Ernest now, who seems to have shrugged off that injury early on. We've got 20 minutes on the clock almost now, and Brighton are on the break. So, deflected on the cross, and it fell for Platini nicely. Now Rossi. A good first time ball, Del Piero! I think a free kick has been given.
Good attempt at the scorpion kick there by Del Piero.
It was a terrific attempt to try and get the scorpion kick, but he did foul his man in trying to do so. High foot, I think the referee gave it for. I'm sure Platini will not want to lose to a German side again. Remember that 82 semi-final when France were robbed of a place in that final, when Schumacher came out and knocked Battiston out in that semi-final when he blatantly body checked him and left Battiston with two broken teeth and a cracked vertebrae, and he never got a yellow card or a free kick or a penalty even against his name.
Wasn't
he went on to cheat in the penalty. No, and he went on to cheat in the penalty shootout as well, because he moved off the line 4 times in the shootout. But they got the comeuppance by being beaten 3-1 by Italy in the final. So they did get the comeuppance, and they also cheated, although it never proved in one of the group games of that tournament when them and Austria had to, all they needed to do was let Germany win by 1-0, and that's what happened. And it was the only shot on target in the entire game, and they just kept giving the ball back to each other as if it was a conventional game of tennis, really. You'll have the ball, we'll have the ball, you can have it back. And it also meant that well, here we go now. Here's Ernest. Show. Breitner. Deflected behind for a corner. Bayern Munich now taking it now to Juventus again. A third one would be catastrophic for the old lady of Italian football. Dreisler with it towards the near post. Off! I think might have got a flick on it. He did. It's a corner.
Let's have a look at that again. Was that? I couldn't tell whether that was a save or not. That angle wasn't conclusive.
No, I think we might have had to. Well, the German. Well, it's not a corner. It's a goal kick. It must have hit the post, Chris. Actually, that's the only conclusion I can come to. No, it doesn't help with the. Oh, Rossi! Just couldn't get the touch. He only got a mere touch on it. It needed to be a bit more of a more substantial contact than what he got. It was only the merest deflects, and it wasn't going to be enough, I don't think. Mateus, Schwarzenbeck. Scholl. Round the corner to Sagnil. Now Dreisler. That should be Cannavaro's, and is. And he was another World Cup winner from 2006, of course, and he was the captain. And they beat the French on penalties.
That incredibly lucky Italian side.
I don't think they were incredibly lucky. Zidane's own stupidity cost France as the shot goes just wide there. Goal kick to Juventus.
Well, there wasn't any luck in Zidane's decision. Ironically, one of the former players for Juventus that could have played for them but elected to play for Real Madrid. He's probably, well, I would say he'd be regretting that decision, but both of them, at present, both of them are on the losing end of a scoreline. But it was more the case of they just scraped past the Australians on penalties to get into the position that they did. So they were very fortunate to be where they were, but credit to them, they took their chance when it came.
Oh, there's a chance for Nedved inside the area.
Of course, this is coming from an incredibly frustrated Englishman who watched yet another golden generation flop in front of him. But anyway.
Anyway, back to the game, and Andre Pirlo with this Juventus corner. That's a decent one in there, but it just won't find anybody in the stripes. Ball played back in again. We've played over half an hour. 2-0 Juventus lead, or trail rather. Goals from Muller. And before that, a terrific 30-yard thunderbolt from Lothar Matthäus that opened the scoring. Oliver Kahn. If only they'd have pounced on his mistake early, Juventus, it would have been a different complexion on things, really. Breitner. That's a good ball. Free! And Gino Zoff did not stand a chance from the moment he left Muller's head. He's a predator inside that 6-yard area. 2 for the legend Muller. Oliver Kahn in celebratory mood. And Juventus now, even at this early stage, Chris, look well and truly sunk.
Well, we thought Chelsea's performance yesterday was commanding. This performance from Bayern Munich right now is out of this world in terms of the quality that they're showing. Considering that they were down to 10 men briefly for a while with that injury as well, they've literally looked untroubled. The only real opportunity that Bayern Munich have had forced against them was through their own mistake early on, and as you said, it didn't come to anything. But Bayern Munich have been terrific in this first half an hour or so, 35 minutes in fact. But that early Juventus chance from Kahn's mistakes feels like a long time ago now, doesn't it?
Yeah, they also hit the post, don't forget, from Nedved, but Bayern Munich equally have hit the post twice. But it could be on for a fourth here. Muller was lucky once again. Muller played in the 70 and 74 World Cups. Ernest, Matthäus, always deadly when he's in that position, and she proved there on that first goal. Now Tardelli to Del Piero. Juventus really need to get their fingers out here. They might get a bit of luck here with Del Piero. Del Piero shot! And narrowly wide, and that's been the difference in the finishing, Chris. Just hasn't been their night, and I think it was Paolo Rossi who put this one narrowly just wide.
Yeah, they're just not getting the right... Oh, tell you what, that was bending towards, wasn't it? Did that take a deflection at all with that kind of bend, or was that... No, it was... It's just looking like that kind of evening, isn't it, for Juventus? You know, they got presented with a golden opportunity earlier on, and then every opportunity that they've carved out has come so close. It just could be one of those evenings, but they've got half time to gather themselves. Let's just hope they don't concede again.
Well, let's hope they don't go... Well, they might go 4 down here. Muller almost getting the shot away again. He looks so deadly in that penalty area, Gerd Muller, as he always did in real life throughout his career during the 70s. Tardelli to Platini. Dreisler. 4 minutes to go to half time. Sagnio. Dreisler to Scholl. And a throw. Juventus, of course, have won the European Cup a couple of times. 1985 in Iso, on the night of that horrible disaster there. And a free kick to Bayern Munich, who have won the European Cup more times than Juventus. And they've got a free kick here, and it's missed everybody, and it's Juventus throw. And of course, Juventus wanted to get in 96 on penalties against Ajax of Amsterdam. Cannavaro. Nedved. Cannavaro again. Into the last 90 seconds of the first half, and Pirlo now for Juventus. Rossi, still Rossi, pull back, Platini, goal! And how crucial could that be? Right on the stroke of half time, Michel Platini shows his class and puts Juventus on the score sheet. And how crucial could that prove to be? Juventus striking a blow right on half time. They're 2 goals down, admittedly, but what a game changer that could potentially be.
Well, we've been waiting for them to take one of their chances, and well, I've got to say, I was expecting Rossi to try and shoot there, but he's masterfully played it back to Platini, who has absolutely hammered that one home. No chance for Kahn. So it's a good run as well, and brilliant finish. And Juventus now have a lifeline. They're not in the contest just yet, but it gives them a chance.
Well, it's always important to strike right on half-time, and Juventus have done just that, albeit they pulled it back to 3-1, but it's going to give Bayern Munich one or two nightmares and one or two jitters now as we go towards half-time. We've got 300 minutes. There still might be time for Juventus to strike again. If they do, well, what a second half we could have ourselves. Here's Cabrini now. Tails up now for Juventus. They now know they're on the scoreboard and they are capable of scoring goals. We've had one of the minutes. Ernest. That should be Zoff, although the defender took it out of his hands a bit, and maybe that was a good decision. Platini now showing a real captain's example. Ball play forward, but won't come for Juventus as we go to the last 20 seconds of the half. A little chip forward towards Muller. Good defending this time. Juventus getting it right for once at the back. There's the whistle to end a very well constructed first half. Bayern admittedly dominating most of it, but 3 goals clear. A terrific 30-yard thunderbolt by Lothar Matthäus started the scoring, and then 2 goals from Gerd Muller, typical Muller goals, made it 2 and 3-0. From Platini's reply for Juventus has given them a glimmer of hope. And really, Chris, let's just sum up that first half from your point of view, because it's been totally and utter breathless.
Well, you've got to say, for the first 30 minutes, Bayern Munich were absolutely crushing Juventus. I mean, literally, they looked like scoring every time they went forward. I mean, the statistics will show. 12 shots to Juventus's 5 in that half. The possession numbers as well was quite staggering. Pass completion as well. Juventus have been uncharacteristically sloppy with their passing. So it's really, it's been all Bayern Munich basically for the first 30 minutes. Obviously, they've got themselves a goal, Juventus now, through Platini, which will give them a bit of hope going into the second half. But it's gonna take a real turnaround, I think, for Juventus to get a point out of this game. And in this group, it's, you know, Juventus right now are staring going out, because it's going to be really difficult. If you lose your first game, it's really difficult to get back into it. And you know, they've got to play Chelsea and Benfica as the other 2 games. It's going to be really tough. So Juventus, all the onus on them to come out second half all guns blazing, and I wouldn't be surprised if they did. You know, Juventus have got that quality to come back, and obviously they've shown it in the last 5 minutes. Let's hope that they can improve their overall play, and we'll have a very, very interesting game in the second half.
Well, that goal right on half-time will give it that little bit more confidence as the teams prepare to now come out for the second half. And Juventus will feel a lot happier about things now. They've scored 1. And Bayern Munich have got a bit more defensive in the tactics in the second half, because they know it's going to be a little battle royal, and Trezeguet is now on for Juventus. So a substitution has been made. I don't know who's come off there. I'm sure we'll find out in the second half.
Rossi.
Here's Effenberg.
Would be my guess is the guy who's come on for, should I say.
And the ball played in from Effenberg. I think he's just come on as well. Didn't really see him in the first half. Trezeguet. Tardelli, who's been booked, of course. David Trezeguet is a deadly finisher. And he will not want to start this game badly, or the second half. He'll relish the opportunity, I should have said. 3 minutes of the second half gone. No chances as yet. Scholl. Dreisler now for you, Bob Munich. Dreisler once again. Ernest. Still Ernest, he's going all the way, but good tackle there. That's better defended by Juventus. That's better Italian sort of defending that. Now Ernest again round the corner to Scholl. Now Effenberg. Mehmet Scholl, good ball, and here's Muller. And the goalkeeper did really well, although Muller gave him that opportunity by probably taking the ball a little too wide. Well, what happened there between those 2 players? It's a free kick to Juventus. I think the Bayern Munich player had fouled Juventus 1.
Yeah, kicked more of the player than the
Pirlo
ball in that situation.
Yep, here's Nedved. It's really Gerd Muller, Chris, should have wrapped it up, but he probably took the ball too acute, and it allows off to go off the line and smother well.
Yeah, well, I don't know what was going on there. Maybe Zoff put him off, or the defender put him off. I'm not sure. Muller should have shot sooner, but he didn't, and it's still 3-1.
And here's Shaw. And it's back to Zoff once again. Up towards Trezeguet, the Frenchman. Effenberg read it. Dreiser, Effenberg. Beckenbauer. She won the World Cup in 1990 in real life as a manager in one of the poorest World Cup finals, which saw two Argentinians sent off in a very, very poor final. Trezeguet. Nedved. Better from Juventus. Chance here. Oh, they've hit the post. Would you believe it? Twice now they've hit the post. How unlucky is that? Still they've not finished though. They're still not giving up. Trezeguet just won't break. How unlucky can you get?
These goalposts are ridiculous.
Pirlo to Trezeguet. Well, he's probably summed it up in 4 short words there. Juventus will feel hard done by. They've created some good opportunities and they've hit the woodwork. And how many more goals we could have had if those shots hadn't ricocheted off the post. Okay, admittedly one ricocheted back to Muller, but the other 3 that have hit the post and gone out, well, you just wonder how many more goals there would have been. Gentili. Pirlo now to Trezeguet. Del Piero can't control it. Mateus. We've had an hour. Muller to Ernest, who seems to have shaken off his injury well. And now Del Piero now for Juventus. They're a bit isolated up top here, and they need some support, Del Piero, because there was 2, maybe 3 Juventus not Bayern Munich players gauging upon him. Shaw. Looking at imposing Gerd Muller up front, but well played there by the Juventus defence. Trezeguet trying to make something happen, and they need 25 minutes to make 2 goals happen here, otherwise it's curtains for them in the first game, which will make the second game, as Chris said, at half-time that more important. And of course they've got to play Chelsea, who were very dominant last night in their destruction of Benfica at Stamford Bridge. One ball forward. Trezeguet winning it. Del Piero to Trezeguet. Nedved doing okay. Little chip in there. And then the volley over the top. Tardelli with the volley. And Schweinsteiger replaces Dreiser there, but and Roth replaces Ernest, and Rummenigge replaces Stefan Effenberg. So 3 substitutes in 1, and Sibori for Del Piero and Ferrari on for Nedved. So all 3 substitutes now used by both teams, and we've got about halfway through the second half, so everyone's got fresh legs.
I think Juve have got 1 left actually, I'm not sure. Oh no, they made 1 at half time, didn't they? They did. So yeah, you used all 3.
Yep. So Muller looked suspiciously offside, but he was on, but good defending by Juventus, so maybe a little bit of justice done there, because it did look suspiciously like Muller was offside. Schweinsteiger, Schwarzenbeck, and Schweinsteiger again.
It's incredible to think
Mateus just showed
that
him.
Schweinsteiger was essentially, hold on one moment, released by Manchester United, and here he is playing in this tournament.
Yeah, Man United's loss is this tournament's gain. Sivori can't get the shot off. And all Juventus get for that is a throw. And the header on towards Del Piero. Trezeguet can't shake off Beckenbauer. Rummenigge. Muller. Rummenigge's to his left. Schauer's also to his left. Rough. Played in the mid-70s. As the shot comes in over the top. And it was Schweinsteiger. It was a good effort, this, Chris, I have to say.
Well, I would say the roof would have come off if that had gone in, but there's no roof on this stadium, so that phrase has kind of gone out the window.
Well, I'll try and put it another way. I think it would have topped the goal from Mateus earlier on in the game. Muller. Squari looking for Trezeguet, who dummies the ball quite inexplicably. They've got a quarter of an hour, Juventus, if they're going to save this game. There hasn't been a drawn match, incidentally, in the tournament so far. We're now into the game 6. And of course, the next time out, we've got Burnley's group, and I tell you what, those promises to be a good game. AC Milan are also in that group too. Pirlo. Chip forward with Trezeguet and Savori. Trezeguet again, Savori. Tardelli. Ball over the top, and Oliver Kahn just boots it out. 12 minutes to go. No goals yet in this second half. Pirlo now winning this ball again. Trezeguet lifted it in. Savori on the far side. He can't reach that. And it was a goal kick to Bayern Munich. There's the shots on goal statistics. 13 attempts to Bayern Munich, 7 to Juventus, to the away side. Admittedly, that's a good ball. Trezeguet, well, it was half-heartedly pushed. Turns the shot back in, and Oliver Kahn there, well, making almost a duck's dinner of that save there from a long-range shot, and he gets away one again, Chris.
It's just not Juventus's evening, I don't think. It looks the way it's going.
Pirlo. Cabrini, 9 minutes to go. That's got to be a free kick to Juve. Trezeguet fouled by Breitner, I think. Breitner leaving a foot in. And then, what can Platini cook up on this set play? Right foot! And well plucked out by Oliver Kahn. Roth, who scored the winner in the 1976 European Cup final at Hampden Park, of course. Meanwhile, to throw here, which Rummenigge will take. Muller. Schweinsteiger playing that in. Shaw is intercepted, and Trezeguet lifted it forward. Savori now for Juventus. They need to get something here to make this a nervy finish for Bayern. Pirlo lifting that one in. Pirlo once again. Now Antonio Cabrini playing that in. Once again, terrific defending, I have to say, from Bayern Munich. They've not given too much away. Juventus could have easily had 3 goals themselves, in truth. This is Ferrari. They can't motor like the motor version. Muller. Rummenigge. That's going to be the goalkeepers. And I don't think Dino Soff has touched the ball once in the second half, and we've been playing nearly 43 minutes of the second half.
Yeah, the second half has been remarkably similar to the Chelsea Benfica game. Sort of, they got the goals that they needed. Bayern Munich have then proceeded to shut up shop, and sort of job done, really. They have a ruthless, calculating team. Although, having said that, they might make a chance here.
Yes, Schweinsteiger just dodged the referee at a couple of Juventus challenges. Not this time. 2 added minutes at the end of the second half then. It looks as if it's going to be 3-1 in both games. But wait, it might be a correction. Oh no, it's not. It's wide from Platini, and they could have easily had a couple of more goals tonight, Chris, if luck had been more on their side.
Well, they've not been at the races today, Juventus. Their slow start has cost them dearly, and unfortunately they're going to end up on the losing side this time. You know, and on another day they may have scored 5 or 6, but that was not today because they kept hitting the post, which means it's not gone in.
Well, maybe against Chelsea and Benfica they might just get it right. There's still 2 games to go. If they can avoid defeating in the next game, then there's still a chance of getting through to the knockouts. But for Bayern and Chelsea, terrific performance by them. This is Trezeguet. There's the full-time whistle, and another 3-1 scoreline in the same group. Dino's off, hands on hips, very disappointed really. 3 goals shipped in the first half. He had little or no help with them all. The first goal was an absolute goal rocket from Mateus, surely a contender for our goal of the tournament competition, which you'll probably see, which will compile towards the end of the tournament. And then 2 goals from Gerd Muller put Bayern Munich in a commanding position. Then a goal back before half time as well. That's the goal from Mateus. 3-1 it's finished. And Chris, your assessment on things here tonight?
Well, sorry, I was just enjoying that angle of that shot. It was unstoppable, wasn't it? Bayern Munich, similar to Chelsea's performance, I think they were more dominating than Chelsea were. That first half an hour, I don't think I've seen a more dominating performance from a team like that in a long time. It literally put Juventus on the ropes, and they ended up having some outlandish challenges flying around. But they just didn't let up, did they? Literally, they put Juventus on the ropes from the word go, and they just did not relent at all. And well, Juventus just couldn't deal with it. It wasn't until the 35th minute or so where Juventus started to get their act together, but by that point the damage was done. So Juventus, I think they are more than good enough to get out of this group. It's whether they can better Chelsea, because now all of a sudden, you know, Chelsea will have seen that Juventus have lost, but obviously Chelsea have the rather daunting prospect of having to play both Juventus and Bayern Munich. So it's still in Juventus's hands. You know, they've got to play Chelsea, which, you know, obviously that keeps the fate in their hands, and then they have to play Benfica, or it might be the other way around, either way, which is probably, you'd probably prefer to play those 2 teams than Chelsea having to then play the 2 big dogs of the group. So there's still a chance for Juventus. They've certainly shown that they've got the quality to do so, and on another day they would have scored 4 or 5, but today was not that day. I mean, the goal they scored was super. It was fantastic, you know. It's just a shame that they couldn't build on it. But as for Bayern, a terrific performance by them. Based on this performance, I'm going to put them as the favourites, because they performed so well in this game.
Yep.
Got very lucky in some cases, like that one there. But the quality that they've got, the depth that they've got as well. You've got players like Schweinsteiger coming off the bench and you know, nearly turning this rocket into a goal. Very close there. I would probably say that Bayern Munich are the favourites, just based on this performance. Obviously, we've still got Barcelona to play, but it's been a very good performance nonetheless.
And finally, before we go, Chris, we've got to ask you, who was your man in the match tonight?
Oh, that's a tough one. I would probably say Muller, based on how many goals he scored. I mean, the game itself has given it to Muller, but Mateus was terrific as well, and you know, he was very good. Yeah, I'm gonna go with. I've got to agree with the match ratings here with Muller. I thought he took his chances really well. Could have had a hat trick, but maybe was feeling. Maybe he was a little bit tired, or was just feeling a little bit nice, and decided not to score a hat trick, which means he is another person in this tournament with 2 goals to his name.
Yes, don't ask me to count the rest of them, because it's a pointless exercise. Thank you very much, Chris, for your lovely insights and getting into the tournament once more. So that is it again. A big heavyweight clash, a glamour match tonight. It didn't go Juventus' way. They hit the post twice, and they just didn't have the luck that was necessary. But Bayern Munich were ruthless, and Lothar Matthäus has just hit an absolute candidate for goal of the tournament with that beautiful 30-yard drive. 2 goals from Gerd Muller, typical Muller goals. Great goal from Platini, but it wasn't enough for Juventus. So it's Bayern Munich who win the first game. It sets up that group really well. Next time here we go into Burnley's and AC Milan's group. So we'll have 2 games on that group, involving Burnley and AC Milan. So you'll see them in action in the next couple of nights. But until then, from myself and Chris, McClaren94, join us again for another couple of games from this fantastic tournament here on McClaren94, the only place you can see all these games. From me and Chris, thank you again for watching. See you for the real group of death, Burnley and Milan's group, very soon. But until then, for myself and Chris, it's good night.